Hello everyone, I am Sneha, lecturer, Department of Vision Assistant, SNS College of Allied Science. Today we are going to see about skull bones. Introduction. The skull is a bony structure that supports the bone and forms the protective cavity for the brain. It acts as a helmet for our brain. It is comprised of many bones which are formed by intramembranous ossification and joined by sutures, fibrous joints. These are the immovable joints in our body. Here is the image for the skull bones. Various bones present in skull to form the face and also protecting our vital organ brain from injuries or trauma. The skull is divided into two bones. The first type of bones is cranial bones. The another type of bone is facial bones. Here is the image for cranial and facial bones. The color differentiation for the various bones. Overview of skull bones. There are divided into two main groups. The first group is cranial bones, also called neurocranium. Totally 8 bones present in neurocranium that enclose and protects the brain. The major function of the cranial bones is to protect our brain from injury and trauma. Here is the image for the cranial bones. It includes frontal bone, only one bone present in forehead. The next is parietal bone, the blue color bone, which is 2 in our body. Next is temporal bone, that is also 2, the orange color bone. Next one is occipital bone, another one is sphenoid bone and ethmoid bone. The color differentiation to identify the difference between these bones and to identify the various bones in cranial bones. Next is facial bones, also called viscerocranium. Totally 14 bones that form our face, eyes, nose and mouth. In skull bones, totally 22 bones present. 8 bones are cranial bones, 14 bones are facial bones. It includes 2 nasal bones, 2 lacrimal bones, 2 zygomatic bones, 2 maxilla bones, 2 palatine bones, 2 inferior nasal concave, 1 vomer and 1 mandible. The mandible is also called jaw bone, the green color in this image. It is the only movable bone of the skull. The rest are joined via sutures. That bones are immovable. Here is the image for the facial bones. The blue color is zygomatic bone, the red color is maxilla bone, the yellow color is nasal bone, violet color is lacrimal bone, and the green color mandible is a jaw bone. It is the only movable bone in our skull bone. Next is cranium. The cranium, also called as neurocranium, is formed by the superior aspect of the skull. It encloses and protects our brain. The covering layer of brain is called meninges, and also cerebral vasculature such as arteries and veins, which provides blood supply to our brain. Anatomically, the cranium is divided into roof and base. Here is the image of cranium. Cranial roof comprised of the frontal, occipital, 2 parietal bones. It is also known as the calvaria, base of the cranial bone. Next is cranial base. The first image is base of the cranium. The second image is bones of the cranial base in another aspect. It's comprised of the frontal, sphenoid, ethmoid, occipital, parietal and temporal bones. These bones articulate with our first vertebra, atlas, the facial bones and also the mandible bone, also called jaw bone. Cranial bones. The first bone is frontal bone. Only one bone present in our skull. Forms the forehead of the forehead and also roof of the eye socket. The frontal bone will present here in the image. It is in pink color. The next is parietal bone, forms the top and sides of the skull. It forms the top and the sides of the skull. There are 2 bones present in our skull. Next is temporal bone, that is also 2 bones located in the lower side of the skull. In the image it is in yellow color. The house of structures of the inner and middle ear and form the temporomandibular joints with the mandible. It is the only movable bone is called the mandible. It will articulate with the mandible bone, so it forms the temporomandibular joint, which is here present here. Next is occipital bone. Only one bone present, forms the back of the posterior of the skull with the larger opening of foramen magnum for the spinal cord. Next is sphenoid bone, one bone present. Complex butterfly shaped bone at the base of the skull that joins with almost every other skull bones. It will present in this image. Ethmoid bone, it is also one bone, a spongy bone located between the iris contributing the nasal cavity, which is the nose cavity, and medial wall of the orbit. For reference, you can refer the image for the bone structures. Next is facial bones. There are two maxilla bone, one mandible bone, two zygomatic bone present. Maxilla is called upper jaw bone. It is present here, which is also a part of the art palate and also floor of the orbit. Next is mandible bone, lower jaw bone. It is the only movable bone of the skull. With the base of the cranium at temporal, it joins with the temporal bone. This joint is called a temporomandibular joint. Next is zygomatic bone, the cheek bone, which forms the lateral walls of the orbit. There are two bones present, right zygomatic and left zygomatic. Next is two nasal bones present, which forms the nose. Two lacrimal bones present, medial wall of the orbit near the tear ducts. It will present here. Next is palatine bones, L-shaped two bones present in the posterior part of the art palate, lateral walls of the nasal cavity. It is also present in the image. Next is inferior nasal concave, curved bony bone that forms the nasal cavity. One warmer bone that forms the posterior and inferior part of the nasal septum. It is inside the nose.